solar professionals, what if you pre-qualify right on your
worlds where I don't get along with these earthlings. I'm trying to seek purpose, fight for something I believe's worth it. For the curse, I'ma reverse it. I don't cause I sleep nervous, yet I keep flirting. Face death like a Steve Irwin. Hold heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm trying to be perfect, using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Traded oxygen to breathe herping. Till I see curtains. Lungs fail and they cease working. There is something that I need urgent. Suffocating, trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest. You lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mathless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down to my last cent. Cash spent for the check, I don't even have
Gat missing, he was like slipping. Smack hit him, now he act different. Apparition, the bad vision, the Mac and chip him and crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing.
Okay. All right. There we go. No worries, y'all. Talk black to me. We are Gucci, all right? I had to make sure that the connection and everything was A-OK and up to speed. Now, mind you, keep this in mind. I'm off the grid, right? I'm off the grid. Not only am I off the grid, but I'm implementing protection because of the increasing in the radio activity, not from the 5G. Oh, 5G. No, nigga, from the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you know how dangerous that shit is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm implementing protective measures because I have a newborn and I'm newly born. You know what I mean? Like, and I wanna keep my I wanna stay productive until I'm Sabi's age. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm limited in that Wi-Fi shit. And that's also interfering with the signal because I'm a nigga, a brother is a naga is 5G proof. So the signals is, they like make your mind up. What do you want to do, my nigga? Do you want to go live or do you want to go into the hive? So there's a compromising taking place. That's why I'm not gonna. I've been in front of these computers. I've been in front of this blue light. I've been in front of these goddamn radiators for many years. You know what I'm saying? And there has to be a shift in that. You know what I'm talking about? And I can't be in front of these goddamn computers all my life. Not to mention, all of my phones is 8K. You know what I'm talking about? So this shit'll fry you. It'll fry you to a fricassee. So I really can't be hanging out in front of the goddamn computer all day. But anyway, don't let me ramble. What's popping? You know what I'm talking about? Was really fucking good. Yeah, we're here. Is anybody in this bitch here corona free? I know I is. Yeah, shout out to all of the people who are in the building COVID clean. Let's do a shout out. Let's do a roll call and see where the family is from. Let's start this thing out the right way. 3 days of darkness, no TV or no internet. Niggas in my hood got 3 days of darkness because they didn't pay the light bill. Charlotte, Memphis, Philly, North Miami in this bitch. West Phoenix up in this bitch. Yeah, this is the late night. We turned up. Did you see the moon outside? Nigga, the shit looked like a spaceship. DMV is up. It like the sun at night. Campaign, Illinois is up in this bitch. East Bubba fuck is up in here. Scranton is up in here. It's a whole bunch of quiet towns. I'm gonna talk about quiet towns in this episode. London, UK, Orlando, Beemore, Compton. The pink moon is popping. The pink moon is popping. West Texas, Inktown, Brooklyn, Prospect Heights, Michigan, West Texas. Oh, all of the shooters is coming out tonight. Talk black to me. Charlotte is in this building. Queens, New York. It seemed like all of the dope boys, all of the shooters, and niggas with farms is on the live tonight. Talk black to me. We're gonna talk that talk. Yeah, this is a mixture of tough talk and third eye with a little bit of Melanin Monday sprinkled in it. You know what I'm talking about? God damn it. New Jersey is in this building. Macon, Georgia is in this building. Buffalo, Rough Buff is in this. Griselda's in this bitch. Cleveland. Detroit is up in this thing. OKC is up in this thing. Kentucky Moors is up in this thing. Harlem is here. Cali is in here. Compton up in this thing. Killer Cali. Killer Cali is in here. West Philly is up in here. Yeah, talk black to me tonight. Newport is in here. Harlem is here. West Philly is in here. Yeah, my nigga. I'm COVID fresh. You know what I'm talking about? We all clean. I hope all of y'all is healthy. You know? I hope all of y'all are healthy. You know? Las Vegas up in this bitch. Shout out to Vegas. Shout out to the Vegas family. You know, South Fulton, and yeah, Seattle, San Antonio. You know, I'm talking about H-Town is up in this motherfucker. Yeah, H-Town was really good. I'll see y'all very soon. Largo, Florida, Seminole County. All right, we got the Seminoles holding us down. Now imagine what this whole roll call will look like inside of an auditorium. Imagine what this whole roll call will look like on an island. Imagine what this whole roll man, oh man. This goddamn connection is getting janky about a minute, bro. I'm talking about, I want to know, is there a modem that's out there that is considered to be safe? Like a modem that you could connect to the internet and then completely shut down when you're not using it. So it's not emitting rays and it's not emitting all of this, yeah, Mars energy, definitely. Y'all don't worry about none of this, uh connection and whatnot. Don't worry about the connection. You know what I'm talking about? If it gets janky and whatnot, and they knock me offline for a few seconds, just know that I'll be back. Just know that I'll be back. So let's have a conversation tonight. Let's talk about a few things. Let's unpack a few things, right? We're living in some very interesting times. That goes without saying. You know, if I said this about a month ago, it would hit differently. If I said it 2 months ago, it would hit differently than that. If I said it in 2019, you probably wouldn't get what I was saying. When we had conversations and we talked about the Ascension Protocol. Let's start with Nipsey Hussle because his anniversary was recently. So let's go ahead and walk. Let's take this walk so we could get into the realms of fact versus fiction. Let's take this walk so we could get into the realm of the third eye. Let's take this walk on this pink moon while the portals are open so we could tap back into our subconscious mind, program ourselves, and to put ourselves in a proper place mentally so we know where we are in time-space continuums right now. Not in the world of conspiracy, not in the world of fear, not in the world of what the white man did and what the white man didn't do. In the world of where are you on the spiritual plane? Where are you in regards to this quote unquote story that's unfolding before your very eyes? This is the greatest story never told. This is the mythos. What part are you playing in that? What lane are you playing? What role are you playing? Who are you in the story? You have to be able to identify yourself. These are the days and times that we've all been waiting for. This is what we have come back for. This is what we have been preparing for. What this world is becoming right now. This world is becoming everything that we needed it to become. This world is becoming a world that is benefiting each and every one of us that is on a frequency. I haven't known more people who have been getting richer in a time of quote unquote what they call turmoil than times like this right now. And when I'm talking about rich, I'm not talking about fiat. I'm not talking about these little peanuts that people think that they can throw at you and thus change the value of you. Some become more richer or something. No, I'm talking about the richness in terms of I told you so. I'm talking about the richness of my nigga, my conspiracy theory turned into a fact, factology, factory, factoid, factmosis, lactose intolerance, all of that shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's these days, and that brings riches. Why? Because it adds value. Why? Because you have been so devalued by so many people around you for so long. They did not want to drink the green juice that you were in the kitchen whipping up. They did not want to put on the goddamn shea butter. They did not want to turn off all of the radiation. They did not want to take the food out of the microwave. They did not want to not take the vaccine. They did not want to keep eating the innards of a pig. Shit like that. They did not want to listen to you about that elderberry. They did not want to drink that sea moss, that sour sop, all of that shit that you were trying to bring to them. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't want it now. In your body, there's no more. They're not. You stop playing with me, YouTube. They're not sliding in your DMs anymore. I'm saying with the WYD, what you're doing, and all of this other shit with the cucumber pictures. No, they're actually sliding in your DMs asking you, do you have some cucumbers? You know what I'm saying? Yo, can I get some cucumber juice? You know what I mean? They were sliding in your DMs with the cucumbers. Now they sliding in your DMs for cucumber smoothies. Look how the fucking ancestors are working. And if any one of you niggas find yourself ice skating into my DM or rollerblading into my fucking DM with some worrying and whatnot and all of this weak ass victimhood, I'm gonna wash you up and put you in a block party with the rest of these fucking toxic Avengers and these misfits. You understand? There's a block party out there with a bunch of fucking rejects. Okay? That's where you're going. I'm not entertaining no lower frequency. All of the trolls are under the fucking bridge. Okay? Smurf Village, the fucking trolls, God damn it, all of them is about to get rolled over. You know what I'm saying? We're repaving this bitch. So we don't pay attention to trolls. We not feeding no negative energy. We not fucking with no fuckboy energy, no fuck girl energy. We not dealing with no fear. We're not giving white people all of the problems. We're not making Bill Gates seems like he has elephant balls. We're not bigging him up. We're not gonna blow him up like a blow up doll. You know what I'm talking about? We're not going to keep talking people. Oh, they're doing this to us. They're doing that to us. No, nigga, the ops is getting washed. Fuck is you talking about? You didn't see that? None of you niggas want to celebrate. I see all of you niggas with DJ parties, but nobody want to blow the whistle and say them niggas in Rome, Spain, and all them other places where they enslaved us got washed a few days ago. And the day before that. Fuck is you saying? And you're not even giving the ancestors their credit, and they're coming through on full moons. They came through on 4/4. They came through on a fucking conjunction, and none of you niggas sent anything up, and you niggas didn't send no smoke up in the air to tell these niggas. You didn't send out no smoke signals. You didn't even celebrate. You didn't even say thank you. You know what I'm saying? All you niggas is out here trying to do is sell face masks and whatnot. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Nigga, this is a washing taking place. Fuck is you talking about? This is biblical beyond anything. Yeah, the white man is playing his part. He's a fucking virus, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? He's a blow-up doll. You know what I'm talking about? He's programmable. He's a fucking Barbie. That's really Barbie and Ken. They're just the dolls on the stage. They just play their part. You could program them if you was sharp enough. You could move them around, nigga, if you knew how to move in a room full of vultures. Because there's people out here moving them like Geppetto. They're moving pieces because there's somebody that looks like us behind the scene cooking all of us. Bet that. Bet that. The head of OPEC and some other people at the top, them niggas is darker than me. They darker than me. So stop playing. You know it's some Moors. You know it's some people who look like Drake's son running this shit. Like Adonis. You know it's people like that that's pushing buttons behind the scenes. And you think that these are Peckerwoods, and they're not. That's a fact. That example, and I'm not talking about nobody's seed, because you can't talk about my seed, first of all. I don't know. You know, I'm not even worried about that. Like, nigga, nigga, a God has arrived. Okay, let's be clear. When a fucking seed comes during a pandemic, nigga, a God, a Messiah, a motherfucking ancestor has returned. Talk black to me. And that's how I know this certain communities are somewhat, this community is somewhat defunct. Because if I was in Africa, it'd be a fucking party with the coronavirus. Niggas will come out like they coming out in the hood for block parties during the goddamn lockdown. But anyway, understand what that means. But I'm not going to get into all of that because, to be honest with you, you know, that's not for YouTube. That's not for YouTube. But I'm using that example of young Adonis, right? You know how you gotta, when you use somebody's music on YouTube, you have to put all rights and all of that shit. Common. I'm just using it as a Google example. You know what I mean? I'm not making fun of nobody's young child, but he's an example of how the Moors, and he's a Drake could show you. That's a perfect example if you ever want to show Moorish history, or if you ever want to show what is called genetic cleansing, or what is called genetic bleaching. Not genetic cleansing, genetic bleaching. Excuse me. Let's take that back. Genetic bleaching is the fact that you could bleach yourself back into what they call the Nordic tribes, or the Neanderthals, or the Europeans, in about 2 generations. Look at Drake. He's in the middle. He has 2 nations in his bosom. The mother is Jewish. The father is, he's from Memphis. He looks like he could be indigenous. He don't look like he's from one of these tribes on the continent. You know what I'm saying? You know, homie with the long beard, what's his name? Mr. Graham. So that's the Moors. The Moors had they had the black father, and they had the Moorish mothers. The offspring of the Moors were the amalgamated ones. They were the mulattoes. They were the Drakes. They were in the middle, right? So then when those Drakes procreated with their harem, because they had harems, they had concubines who were like the stripper who Drake, he procreated with a concubine. He procreated with a stripper. He procreated with a European Slav, right? And from that offspring, you have a European child who looks like Harry Potter. No, he looks like Carrot Head. No, he doesn't look like Drake. He looks like the mother, the Jewish mother, right? So when the child, when there was provocations taking place in Spain, the child, the Adonis, had to choose in war, right? Because they were beginning to have problems with the Europeans. So the child had to choose, was the child going to ride for the mother or was the child going to ride for the father? So the child would have to decide, am I going to fight on the side of Drake or I'm going to fight on the side of my mother? And then, of course, the children chose the mother's side and they slayed their fathers. That's how certain things like that happen in history. You understand? And as you can see, if that child procreates with a European, you'll never know anything about. He could hide his whole complete past. Henceforth, when you go into European coats of arms, it's a nigga at the helm of it. It's the nigga at the top. It's a royal blood, because there would be no royal bloodlines on that continent, because the royal bloodlines and the royal DNA and the royal, it's called a bloodline because it's the blood, and the blood is exchanged through semen and an egg, through procreation, right? Through sex. So the royal bloodlines came from the continent, of course, and the Americas, of course. You know. Yeah, the mother's Ashkenazi, they said. So the Ashkenazi offspring, right? The Sephardic Jewish offspring, this blood type, okay? This is the blood type that's susceptible to the coronavirus. Henceforth, why this blood type, this Middle Eastern blood type, this is the deficiency that's striking people dead, is striking people in the same places where that blood type is prevalent. Those places are the Middle East. The Middle East is the Mediterranean. The Middle East is North Italy. The Middle East is Spain. The Middle East is France. You understand? And it's tearing up the Middle East is Israel, where it's ravishing all of these places. This thing seems to be more biblical than conspiratorial. Keep in mind, and I bring this up, and I'm going to keep on bringing it up. The first phase of the coronavirus was in Wuhan. There was a phase of it because it turned into COVID-19. So that signaled that there was two phases. So the first phase, which I will refer to as the first act, because what I'm speaking about is an act. And these acts are acts in the theater of war. This is Act 1. Act 1, curtain rises, New Year's Day 2020, January 1st. The Pope gets attacked by a Chinese woman at Mass. She touches him. She grabs him. He backs off. She goes away. That's the same day, exactly the same day, that there's an announcement by China of a coronavirus that's similar to SARS, right? And MERS. And then boom. Henceforth, this is the beginning of the play. A day after that, there's a provocation of war when the Iranian general Soleimani is droned and murdered to close out the chapter. That's the closing of the book, right? That is the closing of the chapter of the previous quote unquote theater of war, which is the Iran, Afghanistan, Syrian triangle and whatnot. ISIS, Hussein, all of that died. All of that whole chapter closed with the killing of Soleimani. Henceforth, they signed a truce with the Taliban, and boom, all of your actors go back. and you get ready for the next theater. Okay, the next theater, everybody pack your bags. All right, production over. You know what I mean? Good job, guys. You know what I'm saying? And they are out. This new provocation is when that Chinese woman touches the Pope. That's the beginning of World War III, right there, when she touches him. Okay, because he becomes sick afterwards, right? Not right away, but he falls sick after that. He falls sick later on, and you don't know if he ever had the coronavirus, because why would they ever tell the congregation that their Pope has the guy canceling shit for about 3 weeks? There's a military, there's the World Military 2019 World Military Games that take place out of all places, Wuhan, China. This is in November, late October. Okay. All of the countries where you saw the first phase, remember, we're dealing with phases or the first act, because what's in the United States of America, my friends, is not what's in Spain, and is not what is in Italy. It is not what was in China. It is not what was in Korea, and it's not what was in Iran. It's not the same thing. So I mean, to the T, you can Google this right now. I'm not going to go through all of the Googles because I'm laying this information out. This information will be ready to be, delivered. It's being delivered right now, first of all. Second of all, we have a 20-minute video that we're editing, and that's coming down the pipe. Third of all, you can go and watch Black Magic 3-6 Father Rich. Me and Blue was on there yesterday talking about this. Blue has a narrative as well that will blow your mind away. This dealing higher level and introducing. He's taking it to the spiritual level, dealing with the corona rising. Remember, the corona mass ejections is the corona mass ejections is the sun giving off all of this energy that we absorb, that we need, that we feed off of, that got us lit. So and corona stands for crown. Okay. And we know that the corona is the sun. So there's a way to look at this thing, either half full or half empty. The corona rising or the coronavirus. Me personally, I don't know nobody with it. I don't know nobody with it. So, they said people died of it. I don't know that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know nobody with it. So it's the corona rising on my end, because what I do know is what the universe and what the ancestors and what the great divine is showing me. And it's showing me irrefutable proof that something divine is taking place before our very eyes. And we should be in jubilation. We should be inside of our house preparing for the future that's being prepared for us. They're fucking making our table, okay? They're making our table. That's the only thing that's taking place. If you are experiencing birthing pains, nigga, it's because something new is coming. There's some shit about to there's the birthing pains is because a new epoch, a new era is going to be born, and this before it becomes joyful. Don't okay. You know what I'm talking about? And after in a minute, it's adios, hasta la vista. Because it's definitely hasta la vista. You know what I mean? So many of us are gonna come out of this with our value readjusted to where it belongs, because for so long we've been so undervalued, so underappreciated. You know what I mean? Shitted on, looked down upon, spit on. If it was up to this community, they would have my whole family eating out of dumpsters, dumpster diving. And if it was up to these woke niggas, they would never utter our name. They would erase us they would scrub the internet of all of us. You know how many red pill clones there is out there? You know what I'm talking about? You know how many clones they have of me? Just with the name red pill, just the whole red pill movement and all of this shit. It's crazy. So it's time to begin to shed skin. It's beginning time to shed because I wear out my welcome in certain areas and in certain places. This is the fucking reset. This is the upgrade. You know what I'm talking about? As I said before, this shit even fell to pieces. Nigga, I'm too accessible. I removed myself from 125th Street before a nigga had a fucking flu in America, before the flu season even hit. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go hibernate. And why? Because, nigga, the winter is coming. I smell death in the air. So what did I tell the family? I'm shutting this shit down. I'm going to do online classes. You know what I mean? We're going to have to go into the store. This is not Goodwill hunting no more. You're going to have to buy the cloth, my nigga. This shit got alarms attached to it because too many niggas be running out here, running with this free cloth, you know what I mean? And try to sell it back to me with alarms attached. Nigga, you running with my cloth. What are you talking about? That's not you. You know what I'm talking about? You try to sell it back with alarms. You didn't even take the alarms off. So we said, you know what? We're gonna feed the family in too deep. This shit is too deep. It's about the deep state, right? It's about the deep mind because the AI is taking over and this whole shit is automated. And you know, if you can't defeat these motherfucking Peckerwoods, how you gonna defeat Ultron? How you gonna defeat Google? How you gonna defeat Google Mind? And they out here washing niggas in chest. Bobby Fischer got drowned. Deep web showed you and told you 2 years, 3 years ago, the deep web, that these people are on the deep web selling us, that these people are on the deep web plotting, that these people are on the deep web coming up with all of these cockamamie stories to send you niggas in a fucking spin you niggas and have y'all caught and still stuck in conspiracy theory. The deep state is Donald Trump. You can't separate these people. They all the same. We've been told you that. Nigga, China is in bed with America. They are not enemy. To Russia is in bed with America. None of them are enemies. The only person that they talking about cleaning up is the global warming. They want the climate to change, my nigga. They want the climate to change. They want to handle the carbon issues that they have. They want to handle their carbon issue. Their carbon issue is Africa. That's the issue that they want. And the niggas in America is dessert. They want Africa. They want that carb. They want that continent again. They battling for that mother. They're gonna battle for that. So that's what the provocation I see taking place. These people is coming together like the bad guy on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Whatever beast that they used to send down from the motherfucking ship, that's these people, bro. That's these people. And these niggas on this side, they refuse to form Voltron because their egos won't allow them to come together and to join any kind of force or any kind of anything. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But let me tell you, bro, what's going on around us is I beg no friends. You know what I'm saying? Beg for $1. I beg no friends. I need no friends. I got the universe behind me. You know what I'm talking about? I got the my conversation. This shit is the conversation is so galactical at this point. It doesn't even make sense. I would have to one myself if I wasted time sitting on YouTube talking to a camera trying to prove some shit that's already been proven. So we better step into the light. That's all I got to say. Step into the light. Don't ever try to fucking stun on me. You know what I'm talking about? Don't ever play yourself. I don't woman, man, or child. You know what I'm saying? Dog, cat, or fucking bird. You know, we gotta be humble in this thing, but don't do it to yourselves. because this shit is lit. And it's people out here that's on top of this shit. This unpacking this shit in ways that can never. KT, the arts degree, is a fucking legend. I don't ever want to hear like it's a fucking, it's a crime. It's treason to try to play that man at this point. It's treasonous. It's a state crime to even try to slander or say anything about KT and the value that the value that we're talking about value right now. Let's talk about social value. Let's talk about being able, because if niggas say that they ready for this new era that's coming in, the new era is you have to be fair to those who are out here working. You have to identify the essentials and give it and drop it like it's fucking hot. Sock it to my fucking pocket. That's what you got to do in this new epoch, or you niggas could stay behind and entertain the coronavirus. Go and have a 6-pack of Coronas. That's what this shit is moving to. That's what it's moving to. While they all running around, this person, Bill Gates, is doing this. Prince Charles is doing that. Melinda is over here doing this. Oh, look at Obama. He popped up. He's doing this. Oh, Hillary is doing this. Ho ass Biden is doing this. Oh, Bernie dropped out. He got the burn. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look over here with Donald Trump. Oh, check out his new guy that he has in town. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of it. Nigga, kick rocks. Are you serious? That's what you niggas are going to weigh ourselves. You're going to weigh yourself down with that? We talked about these things a year ago, and we touched on them about 3 months ago. Let's move on. They're offering you niggas a chance at a quantum computer with the D-Wave. Where's your conversation at? The fuck are we talking about? The COVID-19 is a blessing. It has opened this bitch up in ways that can. I have not. Listen. I've made more progress in the last 15 days than I made in the last 15 months on God. I've made more progress in every area of my life in the last 15 days than I have in the last 15 months on fucking God. And I woke up late a few days in that time. I'm not here for the complaining. I'll entertain all of the deep space shit. We doing deep state. We doing Into Deep 2020 next week. We're doing Blueprint 322 2020 on April 20th because Hitler wears Hermes, nigga. So we're going to do it on Hitler's birthday because we did this shit 10 years ago and blew the hip hop industry out of fucking smithereens. Now we come back to you 10 years later where, you know, Jay-Z is the big homie. He's the general of the Geechee army. You know, what an interesting reality, or what an interesting quantum universe we've created for ourselves. You understand? Look at this alternative universe that we've created for ourselves, that we've spoken into existence. I live in a dream, or the extended lecture of my master teachers. This shit is so ill that all of their lessons are squeezed into one existence. So I'm able to see Delbert Blair's lectures come to life. I'm able to see Dr. Phil Valentine's lectures come to life. I'm able to see Dr. Sabi's lectures come to life. I'm able to see Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, her lecture, her book, her theory, and everything come into full 4K, 8K. I'm able to see Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, and everything is going on simultaneously. Malcolm X, El Malik Shabazz, the Panthers. You understand? All of that. Fuck is you saying? So are you serious? Is somebody trying to waste my time with some kind of pessimism or some fucking pity parties? What do you? Who sent you? Let's not even get into the lower vibrations, but who sent you? I'm just talking to you scared niggas. Niggas is on the internet still teaching about nothing. Niggas is on the internet still chatty pattying. Niggas is on the internet and they still not trying to be a thought leader. And you niggas give them all of your time. Shame on you. Astaghfirullah. You niggas deserve to drown in a puddle. Because you're the fucking cancer. You're the virus. You're the problem. You're the ones that keep it going, because consciousness is only what you pay attention to, my niggas. You know how much shit I don't know about because I'm not paying attention to it? Because I'm paying attention to the best motherfucking rendition of what life can offer? So keep working, keep building, keep destroying, keep creating, keep procreating, right? Keep being lit, keep being bold, keep being dangerous, keep being brave, keep being truthful, keep being unapologetically black, Moorish, black or more, whatever you, however you vibrating, whatever you vibrating on. I can't speak to you on your frequency, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I can't speak to whatever frequency you want, my nigga. Raise it up. Let it raise to a higher one. And if you're on the highest frequency, then raise the fuck up out of here then. You know what I'm saying? Bye, nigga. If you're on a higher frequency, tap out then. Fuck is you doing here? But everyone needs to raise up, because this is a time for raising up. Like I said, let's rewind the tape. The first act of this provocation, or the first act of this quote unquote virus, it attacked China. And let's go back into where the ancestors' fingerprints are all over this thing, how I'm seeing it. We are in the Jubilee year. What is the Jubilee year? The Jubilee year is 1 year after the 400-year quote unquote curse that the children, the chosen ones, and there's a race between two groups of people who are claiming that motherfucking belt, right? Two people said that they holding that title. It's the Jews, who are the Ashkenazis and all of them that run Hollywood media, YouTube and all of that. And it's black people, the Hebrew Israelites, and brothers and sisters who are from Black Zionists, and brothers and sisters who are claiming to be the chosen one, either from Kemet and all of these other things. These are the two people in the running, and in your black biblical folk. After the 400 years, 1619 to 2019, boom. Everybody that's involved in the slave trade, everybody that was involved in the chattel, and everybody that was involved in all of that, from them being the ones who provided some of the money, from them being the ones who insured the slave, from them being the ones who took the ships, from them being the ones who were doing the raiding, from them being all of the people who have hands in that part have the COVID-19 coronavirus, and the first quote unquote act. The second act of the coronavirus is when it comes to America. But the first act, the very first act of the coronavirus, because after it comes to America, after it hits North Italy, which where Saint Corona, the saint, get this, the saint of pandemics, the saint of quote unquote plagues, is Saint Corona, and she's in North Italy, which is Rome. Last time I checked Google Maps, right? So after it hits Italy and ravages Italy, which is Rome, which is Babylon, which is the crown and the church, who are the ones who signed the papal bulls, doctrine of discovery. Talk black to me. But then you got China. China is the Mongols. China is Genghis Khan in them. China is the people who they had a hand in disrupting our empires. And then you had Turkey. Turkey had a hand in disrupting our empires. Turkey is the Ottoman Empire. Turkey is the quote unquote Mamelukes. Turkey is the quote unquote people who had the Moors as vassals and whatnot, when they had them as the Ottomans and whatnot, and the privateers and things of that nature. So Turkey is Constantinople, right? And Istanbul and all of that. That's Turkey, right? And then Iran was the one that got stuck. They got trapped in it. Iran is Persia. Iran is Xerxes from 300. Iran, when you seen Iran in 300, Iran had Moors as vassals. Iran had the Moors with them because the Moors were going up against the Persian. Up against 300, the Spartans and things of that nature. Iran factors, all of these places factor uniquely in times prophecy. End times prophecy. China is the dragon. End times prophecy. Syria, Iran. End time prophecy. Turkey, Syria. End time prophecy. Italy, Rome. End time prophecy. Spain, France. End time prophecy. Israel, end time prophecy. These are all of the places that it's ravaging. These are all, Hannibal Barker Bay. These are all of the places that it's ravaging. But like KT said, the defective strain is what it's running through, and these people come from these places. So is it spiritual or is it man-made? But even if it's man-made, it still has a hand of the spirit that's at hand and at play that's steering these people and doing certain things. But if you look at it through a certain lens, you can interpret it in a way that you seem to fit, that seems to fit into your analysis. So you don't have to become disempowered. So you don't have to become quote unquote weakened. So you don't have to become the victim in this whole thing. Now people are becoming the victims by putting themselves in the quote unquote category of the highest risk of the people who are dying the most. When you sat back for damn near 3 months, this was the nigga Olympics. You sat back and you watched all of the people around the world die. You didn't stop and get a fucking N95 mask. You didn't stop and get your goddamn, you didn't stop and get a fucking gas mask. You didn't stop and even get a goddamn visor. You know what I mean? You was carrying on with life and you was watching niggas around the world die. You know? Yes, go while you're watching this. Exactly. This is the falsehood that we have to address. This is what we're going to be destroying when we do the Blueprint 322 2020. Think about listen to the powerhouse lineup. Red pill, blue pill, black dot, AA Rashid. Like, let's not play around with this. We're going to talk about all of this stuff. We're going to get at all of this stuff. They're doing a summit right now for the coronavirus. Did they bring KT the Th3rd to talk the science? Not what he feels, not how he feels. He is the highest fucking spoken scientist that you could find in Black America. They could speak it that way, that they could do what he does. He is the living, walking embodiment of what Dr. Sebi spoke of. It is him. There is no one else. It is him. He is him. You could be in denial all you want, but he is him. We've seen all of the candidates come on the stage. People is like, damn, I didn't know they had so many people. They all, you didn't know there was so many people running for president, nigga. But did that stop you from voting? Fuck is you saying? There's a lot of candidates, but the contender, the front runner, is going to stand out. And that is my younger brother. And I'm not saying that because he is my younger brother. If I had to remove myself and be non-biased, who is the successor? It is KT Kamani Thomas. That is KT the Th3rd. That is his spot right there. So if you're going to talk health about anything in the Black community, especially with all of these celebrities that all of a sudden know about Sebi and all of a sudden have this Sebi infinity, but they don't give any credit to the people who Sebi taught. They're not giving any light to the people who Sebi said take care of these people. They're not giving any credit. Sebi said there's in the book, they got a whole chapter where Sebi is searching up and down the world for me and my family, and still to this day, you don't know nobody. There's that means nothing to the public because people are out here opportunity hunting. They're being opportunists. They're not trying to tell stories. They're not trying to shine a light on the future healers. They're not shining light because health is wealth. Fuck is you saying? There's nothing else to talk about. I don't care about you niggas real estate projects. I don't care about no one else. I don't care about none of these endeavors if health is not preceding it. You could have $1 trillion. Nigga, if you start sneezing, you shook right now. Money means nothing. You could have a whole garage full of guns. You could have the fucking tank parked up, nigga. You understand? You could have designer this, Dior all on your body, nigga. Let you sneeze around some niggas right now. Let you sneeze the wrong way. Let you sneeze and that shit keeps going. You gonna be shitting on yourself. Let you get the corona, because the corona is out here washing niggas. It will put you on a spin cycle. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? It knocked down some people that I already know, but they got knocked down in like January and February because the shit been out here in America for a very long time. Very long time. That's the private. That's what that you could blame that on your president and Jared Kushner and the rest of these people who want to see niggas gone. They was out here releasing all kind of agents in the air. So I know people who got knocked down in January after that badass turkey that they ate on Thanksgiving. There's a whole bunch of people that got washed up. And they was like, I don't know what hit me, but that shit mopped the floor with me. So play with it if you want. Play with it if you want. This shit real. Get you a Geiger counter. Get you a Geiger counter or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. It's the shit that reads radiation. Go right up on Amazon and get you that. Go to fucking Home Depot and get you that. You are not too cool to be waving shit down to see if you walking into a fucking radiation cloud. You could play with it if you want and listen to Vlad TV or these rappers on World Star try to act scientific after they paid a chick $20 to look inside of her fucking ovaries on IG Live. You could take the word for P. Diddy, take that. Did this nigga dye his hair? Is he on his fucking live with his shit gray or is it black? Like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? I don't even want to expose my brother right now because these people this is the new culture vulture shit. These woke niggas is off the chain. Like they're raping it. The shit is already getting raped. Like the social justice between the social justice warriors, the niggas who run out to the rallies to get a check, the women who are paying white people $2,500 to eat dinner with them to talk to them about racism. Now listen, if you're gonna jug, nigga, jug. I'm not out here stopping nobody's Birkin bag. What I'm saying though is this shit is getting raped. This whole thing has turned into a new racket. And we brought it out and we called it the conscious marketplace. I mean the woke marketplace. The Forbes magazine put a price tag on it, 44 billion. It's a woke marketplace. And these niggas is in that marketplace eating. They having fun in there. You know what I'm talking about? They having fun in there. And people are electing them their new leaders. So good luck. You know, good luck with all of that. But yeah, it's definitely time to come up with some contingency plans to take a lot of stuff offline. Because offline, to be honest with you, that's where it's at. In the real world, doing real things with real people, that's really where it's at. That's where it's at. This is the illusion. This is the matrix. You know what I'm talking about? This is the matrix. This is high. So the first phase has a lot of biblical connotations to it. Turkey, you know, how does it go from China and hops over all of these other countries and just goes to Iran? It doesn't make any sense. Logistically, it makes no sense. Unless, like I said, during the military games in Wuhan, the players from Turkey, Iran, coincidentally, the USA, Korea, all of these military teams were there in Wuhan playing the military games in late 2019. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Every single word that I'm saying to you tonight is a fact behind that. It is all research. None of this is I got a speculation bag, but I didn't even go into that right now because I'm not going to do speculation. There's too many niggas out here, spectacular ass speculation niggas. I'm not going to get into that field. I'm going to stick with the Mr. Facts and give you the facts. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkled in with some fucking common sense and some intuition. But I'm gonna stick to some facts. You know, I don't want to go, I don't want to reach. These niggas got Scottie Pippen arms. I don't want to reach. But the government is out here cooking our people, yo. Once again, quiet weapons for silent wars. Once again, I could do a 6-hour lecture on this whole corona thing, and I will. I will unpack this whole thing during the In Too Deep. I will. I'm saying biblical connotations because you live in a biblical narrative. You live in a Judeo-Christian society, as much as unchristian as you may think you are. You live inside of a Judeo-Christian society where the Christian Zionists wield the most power. Those Christian Zionists are the Israelis. Those Christian Zionists is Michael Pence. Those Christian Zionists are the same people who do the quote-unquote friendship, the fellowship breakfast, the fellowship prayer breakfast that you saw on Netflix on HBO. Those same Christian Zionists are those CEOs that stepped down and the ones that didn't step down. Those Christian Zionists are aligned with the Greek Orthodox in Russia, Putin and them. Those Christian Zionists are aligned with the Vatican. Those Christian Zionists are aligned with even China. Fuck is you talking about? This is a fucking theater. Stop. Get off of your high horse. This is all theater. They all work together. You are in the fucking Coliseum. It's you that are being played. They're all playing theater. It's all theater. A fulfillment of, remember, these are all Abrahamic religions. There's Islam, there's Judaism, and there's Christianity, right? They're all of one, they have one goal. They have that antichrist shit going on. You know, they said that the Christ is going to be born during this time, during this pandemic, during the portal opening, during the alignment. There's already been a 4-4-4-4-4, right? Which was Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn, right? Somebody said Event 201 is not a reach. Nigga, I taught you niggas about Event 201. That's what I'm saying. The thing that I don't like is a lot of people don't pay for my classes. They don't support us. You know what I mean? They just watch these little fucking sound bites or something, or they wait for me to hop on another platform so they could dick ride and be like, oh, where were you? Where the fuck were you at, nigga? That's the question. Not where I was. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Where are you? You know what I'm talking about? You running around bandwagoning and listening to all of these toxic ass niggas and, you know, getting on, you know, you chatty pattying and you're not getting no information. I could tell when a nigga's getting information, he starts to get cleaner. A lot of these niggas are still wearing, they looking like Jazzo, wearing baggy clothes. Niggas still look hurt because hurt. And the niggas who you listen to is hurt. You know what I'm talking about? They hurt puppies. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of these people are hurt people, hurting people, toxic Avengers, Power Rangers. You know what I'm talking about? One nigga running around looking like Terrence Trent D'Arby. You know what I mean? Niggas is wearing jeggings to lectures. If you niggas don't get the fuck out of here, you know what I'm talking about? If you niggas don't kick rocks, I'm repelling you niggas. I'm a fuck boy repellent. You know what I mean? I'm a warrior repellent, and I'm a warrior magnet. Okay? That's what I'm attracting to me. Real shit, real people doing real things. Shout out to all of my brothers and sisters who signed up for this Forex program. I'm going to take care of y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to all of my students, my KTLians. I'm going to take care of y'all. Shout out to my Patreon members. I'm going to take care of y'all. Shout out to all of my Kings County supporters. I'm going to take care of y'all. Shout out to all of my Scorpion King purchasers, Twin the album purchasers, everybody that fucks with the music the long way, And everybody that gave us those fire emojis when we put out the Theta Wave singles, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with y'all. I'm gonna take care of y'all. I got some shit on the pot for y'all that are really gonna blow you away. We got some things that are gonna take care of you during this quote unquote this crisis. We just released our streaming network yesterday on Brother Rich's platform. It's called Netflix. I need y'all to go there. Hold on. Let me put this in the chat right now. Matter of fact, let's even go to Netflix before the show is over. But I'm going to do a show where we're going to roll that out. We had a whole big thing planned in New York City. We was going to do a super duper rollout. It's going to be crazy, but that shit got canceled because of, you know, this thing. But good things come to those who wait, and it's a blessing in disguise. I promise you. Don't defeat yourself. Don't get into the water cooler talk. Don't get into scared Negro talk. Don't get into the weak talk. Don't give away your power. Don't give away your power. Don't give away your energy. Don't give away your vibe. Don't get your mind state. Your perception is your perception. You cannot convince anybody to see this shit the way that you see it. It's all through your eyes. So going back to the narrative that I was sharing, so I could establish my narrative, which is extremely important. The narrative goes back to what I was saying, that after the quote unquote 400 years of slavery is over, we have what is called a jubilee after the year of return. And during the jubilee, the countries that were responsible for the quote unquote slavery, the Atlantic and the Pacific slave trade, these countries and their citizens, mostly the elders, the ones who are alive to be pieces of shit in the early 1900s. Okay, let's be fucking clear. When did you forget? When did you forget? These older people were the same people who were standing around eating Twizzlers while they were watching fucking Hooded Justice hanging from a tree. Shit like that. Right? So these people are dying off. What is it about the coronavirus that it has this fucking biblical mind to it, that it has a biblical GPS to it, that it has this, that it's following this geopolitical roadmap and is skipping other countries coincidentally? How is it? How is that? How is that? How did it go? It hit China, right? Going back to what I'm saying, the Silk Road. That's when they start running you niggas through the slavery down up and down that Silk Road. Then it hit Turkey. Then it hit Iran. Then it hit Spain. Then it hit Portugal. Then it hit Israel. Come on, there's no coincidences in this thing. There's no coincidences in this thing. Then when it comes into America, where does it hit? Rockland County, where the Hasidic community is, the same community that brought measles back from Israel, the same community where they had a black man, I think it was on Christmas or New Year's, one of those days, he ran up in there and started stabbing them up because they were behind the Year of Fear. When I did the Year of Fear lecture, going back to what I was saying, yeah, because we're doing these lectures like Year of Fear, Fear of a Black and More Messiah. We're doing lectures like the evolution will be digitized. We're doing lectures like food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter, Facts 2020. We're doing lectures like the ascension, what I did with Brother Rich. So if you don't see the lectures, you don't see that I'm already rolling out this information weeks before it hits the mainstream, or maybe even months. And then people are like, yo, but what about event 201? What about it? We covered that 3 months ago. We already established that narrative. Like I said, event 201 is to show you that this is a pandemic. Event 201 is to show you that this is not a pandemic. This is not a quote unquote, there's more people who died of flus in about a week's span of time than have died in totality in America at this point. They said 100,000 deaths. They're at like 9 or 10,000. So And then he said, this is the worst week that we're going to go through. And we're on Thursday, my nigga. When is the fucking curve coming? You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is they're utilizing this event. This is a 9/11 event. This is a trade war that descended into a biological war, that descended into a financial economic war, that's descending into a whole nother kind of war. That's going to be a physical world war. It's going to be an automated war. It's going to be a whole bunch of shit going on. But you see the patterns. And if you don't, I got glasses for sale. Talk black to me. Hit me on my DM. You know what I'm talking about? We'll put them day live glasses on your ass and you'll be able to see like red pill. But the corona is a motherfucking program. It is a corona rona. The corona is a program. The same way it is an AI program, the same way that Jade Helm was an AI program. All of this is an AI program. These are all this shit is a program. And they probably ran it through the D-Wave computer. They ran it through the quantum computers for the probabilities, and they ran the models and whatnot. But this shit is running like a program. Okay? It's running. They're collecting mad data and all of these other things. Now they're going to use this as provocation for mass sterilization. Then they're going to introduce the digital tattoo, which also has nano in it. The quote-unquote corona has nano in it. That nano is feeding off of and picking up off of and being attracted to 5G frequencies in the waves. There's a lot of things going on, and it's setting up a society where the governments will be in more control because 5G is a direct energy weapon. 5G is complete total surveillance. 5G is energy, light code, lockdown. Don't get it fucked up. And beyond a 5G, but in order for any government, in order for any country, remember we have a race for a superpower. The new superpower is China. So China makes the calls. China makes things go down. China could have sat down with America and said, "This is what we're going to do." During the trade agreement, we're going to fake this. We're going to create this because this is how you'll be able to roll the 5G out. You cannot compete. You cannot call yourself a superpower if you don't have 5G. China is ahead of the game. They already have 5G. No country can fuck with China with technology and economics and anything at this point. China is going to rise out of this as the quote unquote leader. Why? Because they got it first. So they are the ones running the ball. They are the ones who call the shots on the quote unquote coronavirus. It matters not what America does. The USA took the hugest L in it because of Trump and what he denied the American people the chance to save themselves, and the fact that he played it off. They have all of the evidence on him. You know what I'm saying? They have digital fingerprints that he was basically him, Dr. Drew, some motherfuckers from the WHO, and a whole bunch of other people. They were incompetent, so they have the proof of them. So in the world's eyes, when it comes to real nigga shit, like real leadership, strong men, because he's a bully, he's not a strong man. The president of China is more of a strong man, and Putin is more of a strong man / bully, but President Trump is not seen as a strong man. He's a bully. He's a criminal. He's a gangster. You understand? He's a robber baron, and he has the army behind him. He has the scientists behind him. He has the quote unquote deep state, whatever people want to call. These people are behind them. And he also has his base, which is those Christian Zionists, which is those evangelicals, which is those people, the same people who fought to keep your ass in chains, the same people who, you know, have sold our people, fed off of our people, ate off of our people. We are the delectable Negroes to these people, literally fed off of us. And then through all of the contracts and all of this crazy shit, all of the racketeering, they fed off of us that way. Energetically wise, they fed off of us that way. Organ wise, they fed off of us that way. Melanin, melatonin, you know what I'm saying? Adrenochrome, all of these things. So the time is now for you to say, I'm ready to get off the tit of the quote unquote wolf, which would be Romulus and Remus. I'm ready to grab my nuts and do what it has to do, because if you don't, you are going to be with the rest of the quote unquote sheep. And what they're about to do to them, I don't want to really see. don't want to see it. I'm not going to stick around to pay it to see that part. No offense, you know, but I'm not interested in witnessing what they got planned for the mandem, for the idem, you know, because they're not happy with the God anyway. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think I want to stick around and hear what they got to say to me. So, you know, shit is real in the field. But we are Gucci. We gonna make it. Everything is great. There's nothing to worry about. This is the victory lap. Like Bobby and Phil and all of them have always said, nigga, we made it. There's nothing to worry about. Life is great. The change that has to happen may be painful. I mean, let's factor that in. Let's, you know, I stood by a young woman, right, having her first child, and she was in excruciating pain. She was in excruciating pain, and she withstood the epidural. She withstood any of these drugs that they were trying, any narcotics that would compromise her system. And I would say, I judge no one, because if that's what it takes, then you got to do what you got to do, because it gets real in there. And I would also say that if there's somebody that's out there and could come up with a plant-based or a vegan-based epidural or a replacement for that, you could become a billionaire. And I don't think that there's one out there, because I know how our people talk. And y'all talk about everything, and you never talked about that. So I don't think, yeah, epidural, you know, I seen an epidural take somebody down like they take down a motherfucking a rhino, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Completely laid them out. So the power of the womb, man, is unmatched. It is unwavering. You understand? It is something that we need to acknowledge more of, and it's something that we need to, at least those of us that are the creative types. Remember, my student body has access to quantum computers now. I elevated my student bodies from mere students to master students to master teachers, beyond master teachers. I opened up the possibilities and the probabilities for the student bodies to be the greatest people who've ever walked this planet. You know what I'm saying? And for those who've done that for me, I humbly thank them. And that's why I do what I do, because people set me up to be a legend. And I'm setting other people up to be a legend. But I gave the family access. Go and watch the last show that we did, Melanin Monday. It's all in there. I'm not going to repeat myself. You know what I'm saying? I cannot repeat myself. It's too much to talk about. We can't go backwards. But we tapping into quantum computers. Do you know what a quantum computer is? Look it up. We're solving problems that are age-old problems, and these problems are being solved in 1 second. That's how galactical, that's how next level. Your children's children will be talking about quantum computers. So we owe it to these queens to utilize our minds to come up with something to help alleviate them of some of the pain. Because, you know, I think the pain is what keeps the planet at 8 billion. Just think about that. The pain, that aspect, that natural aspect that you can't necessarily cheat. You don't want to cheat the whole process, because the pain is what keeps the numbers low, nigga. Imagine if it wasn't no pain and you could just spit them out. Think about that. Imagine if it wasn't no labor pains and you could just bloop. You just drop them out. It'd be, you know, we'd be having households about 40 deep, but I'm with that. You know, I'm with that. That's cool. You know, that's cool. But it is what it is. I'm not going to be here all night. You know, I got a little one that I have to tend to. You know, I have to tend to the mother and the child. So I'm gonna end it by saying that to show you further proof of the narrative, I'm going to finish my narrative. And please go to my website, Netterflix. It's taken me years to put this together. Everyone who purchased an item of clothes, everyone who sent $1 Cash App, from $1 to 1,000. I had $1,000 Cash App before. To the people who have bought the cold water, for the people who purchased the Seymour, Seven Heaven Seymours, all the way back in 2009, when Blue Pill was introducing this superfood to the new community, not the old heads, to the newer community. You know what I mean? All of the people, all of the products that we've put out, you are responsible for helping me put this together, because it's your support, it's your appreciation for us that kept me going. Because like I said, this has never been easy. And it never was supposed to be. I didn't sign up for this shit to be easy. It's the friction, you know what I mean, that creates the fiction. Understand me? And I'm talking about, it's the friction that gives you the diction. So, you know, I don't run from the struggle. I embrace it. Henceforth, you know, why I'm striving through this shit. You know, but when the coronavirus comes into America, the US of A, it enters in Rockland County, right? This is the place where there's a genetic deficiency in these groups of people, right? There's a strong genetic deficiency in these Hasidic Jews. They all wear glasses, you know, they have a lot of issues. There's a lot of inbreeding as well. Then it pops up in Washington, right? The same state where they shut down a bioweapons lab, I believe, right? Rockland County is in New York City. That's right above like Yonkers and shit. Rockland County is New York City. It's not New York City. It's right outside of like New York City. And the Hasidic Jews, they moved their communities, like they set up shop in, you know, different enclaves, but they're originally Crown Heights and Marcy Projects, Williamsburg, and whatnot. And their populations are some of the highest coronavirus patients in New York that's being ravaged by this quote unquote virus right now. It killed 44 rabbis in Brooklyn. Come on. 44. Come on. So these are the two places that it strikes. But then it started getting interesting because I know the signs. It popped up in Louisiana. It popped up in Detroit. It popped up in New York. Louisiana, in the slave trade, we already broke it down in previous shows. Louisiana was a slave port. Louisiana fares very heavily into the quote unquote slavery and the taking of the land from the indigenous, like the Washita and all of that stuff, and the subjugation that these settlers and these quote unquote and the French, you know, all of the things that they were doing back then. It was crazy. So it pops up in Detroit, Chocolate City, right? And we already know what that means. We already know the quote unquote historical connotation dealing with that. And then it pops up in New York, which is Wall Street, which was where the slave markets were, you know, basically the auctioneers. And it's also where the economy, which I broke down, the economy has a lot to do with, you know, its origin in chattel slavery. And it has a lot to do with the quote unquote selling of human bodies, which is human trafficking. And it's also sex trafficking. And there's also some organ harvesting going on all the way back then. So the fact that the economy died, and the fact that the economy fell apart, and the fact that the economy was disrupted, and the fact that a lot of things are going on, I'm just saying from a place of non-victimhood, from a place of, you know, Sweetback's revenge, in a place of just acknowledging that there could be a force at force, cleaning things up, working certain things waking up, you know, striking certain things and reigniting, you know, these quote unquote grids and marking, you know, because when the Messiah returns, there's going to be events worldwide. There's going to be certain signs that you must be prepared to look for. And like I said, this ain't really even my bag like that. I'm not a Bible toting type of dude. I'm really giving you this from a metaphysical standpoint, just looking at it from those lenses. And that we could go way deeper into the biblical narrative. We could crunch the verses and the numbers, but we ain't gonna do that. We'll see you. The link to get this lecture in too deep, where I'm going to be going in on everything that I was going in on tonight for about 5 hours. Into deep, the deep state, the deep web, the deep mind. The deep mind is AI. The deep web is the way that we're going to have to learn how to communicate on the onion router off the grid. The deep web is where a lot of people are making moves against us right now. The deep web is where you can find a lot of people that are missing. The deep web is where a lot of information on how to arm yourself, protect yourself. The deep web is where you could get the 3D files to print out your 3D from your 3D printer. Everyone's supposed to have a 3D printer in the house right now. That's another thing. Everyone's supposed to have a 3D printer, a Geiger counter, because a 3D printer, you can actually print a do-it-yourself weapon. A 3D printer, you could print any prototype of an idea that you can come up with, and you could basically break down on a 3D graph. A 3D printer, you could begin to print body parts. That's how advanced it is. A 3D printer, they are printing out cars. They have industrial sized 3D printers, but a 3D printer is a must for every single household. Teach your young children to expand their imagination with a 3D printer. Teach them virtual reality programming. Teach them about the Oculus Rift. You have to get Facebook stocks right now. Take my stock advice. Facebook stocks, when they release the Oculus Rift for WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, they're going to give you virtual glasses so you could be in a room with the people that you're looking at on the internet or your social circles. You will be in rooms with them. They already have it right now. I think it's called Facebook Portal. And there's another thing. They're already doing it. Listen to what I'm telling you. I told you that Zoom was going to pop. Did it not pop? The shit popped. If you bought stocks, thank me later. But it popped. So that's just for my people out there. For my Forex, if y'all want to get some money with us, we are getting real money. We're doing real good. All of our people are happy. We are going to be I'm treating them like VIP because they impressed me, because in the middle of this crisis, they knew what to do. You put your fucking money on the table and you roll the dice, my niggas. No risk, no reward. This is when people become rich. These are those days. You know what I'm saying? These are those days. So real quick, let me be responsible and put up the site before I get up out of here. If you want to tap into 4X, you don't have to hit me on the inbox. You don't have to, because the information is right here. Copy that right there. The nojoblifestyle.info /red pill. That should take you to the site. I believe it should take you there. Okay. Or you can feel free to go in my inbox on my Instagram, because that's how I communicate with many of you, many of the family anyway. And I'll just drop the link right there and you could go and sign up. You know what I'm talking about? And then we'll link up, because we have we're going to launch a Telegram, and we're also going to have weekly meetings where we'll be on. We won't be on. I'm getting rid of Zoom. They have issues with privacy. I'm going to introduce a new streaming platform. We're going to be eventually streaming from our app in the very near future. We're going to be streaming from Netflix and our KTL Media app. But for right now, this is a soft rollout. Support me on Netflix.com, right? And we'll be rolling out the other technology as we move forward. These are soft rollouts. The huge rollout is at the platinum party when they allow niggas to come out the house. But for right now, to hold you down, don't watch YouTube. You don't need YouTube too much. All of the information is going to be on Netflix. We're going to have categories. We're going to have playlists. So there'll be a whole playlist for Corona videos. So you'll get the real videos. And I'm not biased either. Even if I don't like you like that, this is not about what I like. Information is information. I'm putting it out there. Fuck what I like. This ain't never been that. So if you got the information and you speaking the truth and the people need it, I'm going to feed that to them. I'm in the kitchen, my nigga. My hands is tied. So, oh, y'all like the hairdo? Yeah. I had to get my shit laid up. You know what I'm talking about? I'm about to get the zigzags too, so I can stunt on. I'm trying to stunt. But yeah. I get up with y'all Melanin Monday. Oh, no, we coming back Friday. We coming back tomorrow with Cheyenne, the Liberator. Where my Moors at? Shout out to Moors. Shout out to the Moors. Shout out to the Marrakesh Society. Make sure y'all tap in. It's new drip. Hold on. I'm going to have masks available tomorrow, too. If y'all want some designer masks. Because this is, you know, don't get upset about it. Because 10 years from now, this is all collector's items. You know what I mean? You niggas are never going to have this window ever again. We're never going to go through this again. So why don't you all write journals? You know, journal this whole thing out. Write a journal. Write down all of your experiences. You know what I mean? Write down the journals. Turn on your camera. Sign up to fucking StreamYard. You can make your own videos. You know what I mean? Catalog this shit. You're at home with the little ones. They're only gonna be little for that time. Catalog that shit. You know these kids growing up fast. Shout out to Trillionaire Tribe. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Heru, my brothers out there in Waterbury. They was holding the guard down. We was in the studio. Shout out to the guards in the studio, making some classics. And then we got up and we just was creative. Who told you to stop creating? Like, this shit is obnoxious. Who told our people to stop creating? Because people would be like, damn, Red Pill, you out there creating in the middle of a crisis. And I'm like, bro, I would go crazy if I couldn't create, because they could shut the whole country down. But the whole shutdown showed you what? Yeah, this for my baby. Shutdown. What did the shutdown show you? The shutdown showed you that, nigga, you could shut this shit down to where you could come to, this bitch could come to a screeching halt. I'm never going to stop eating. I'm never going to stop moving. I'm never going to stop growing. I'm never going to stop flowing. I'm never going to stop none of that. Yeah, that's kind of fire right there. You know what I'm talking about? This shit slowed down, and then what? That ain't stop nobody that I know. Niggas is super. Everybody that I know is even more lit than they was before. That's what I know for a fact. Everybody that I know who was lit is on fire. You know what I'm talking about? And the niggas is not lit. They wasn't lit in the first place. You know what I mean? They was just taking up room. So I don't know what nobody is talking about. I don't even know what they're talking about because I'm not talking to nobody no more. I talk to my son. I talk to my little man. You know what I mean? I don't know what nobody's talking about. But what I do know is the ancestors are conspiring for you niggas to win. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to get off your fucking. There's no going back to work after this. There's no going back to these people. If you want to tap in, you know where to go. You know where you tap in. But don't tap in and be, we don't play tappy games. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna tap in, come to work. This ain't a fan club. You know what I'm talking about? This ain't that. We need people with resources that are ready to work, bro. With all of my videographers. This is facts, and this is all facts time. All of my people, facts2020.org. Facts2020.org. Food, art, clothing, technology, shelter, or finances, arms, right? Finances, arms, coding, transportation, strategy. Facts 2020. Did we not prepare ourselves for today? Because you need food, right? They told everybody, go to the store, get your ass something to eat and sit in the house. You need art because the artists are eating. The designers, you need art to make those cute ass masks that you're making. You need art to get on Photoshop. You need art, graphic art. You want to make an album while you're in quarantine? Nigga, that's art. You want to do a video? Nigga, that's art. You want to make a movie? Nigga, that's art. Clothing, you already know. Clothing is essential. Everybody needs it. You wearing underwears? Clothing. You can make trillions of dollars with your clothing. You have to control your clothing. Everybody wears underwear. So we have to buy underwear from our own people, socks from our own people, t-shirts from our own people, t-shirts from our own people. And we have to produce it and make it. I'm out here negotiating the going prices on some factories because I've been told that the prices are beginning to lower, right? They're beginning to lower. So we want to open up something like a gig economy in these quiet towns. I was said that I'm going to talk about the quiet towns. I'm driving through all of these quiet towns. All I see in these quiet towns, because I'm a New York nigga. So the New York nigga, we see quiet towns to tie it down. But based off of the level of mind state that this New York nigga is in, you can see a town and look at the quietness of the town and be like, yo, I can flood this shit with coke. I can flood it with pills. I can flood it with dope. Or if you're a god, you could look at a quiet town and be like, yo, I can flood this shit with jobs. I can flood this with food trucks. I can flood this with juice bars. I can flood this with social spots. I can flood this with, water bars. I can flood this with gyms. That's what you'll see when you are operating an alkaline mind. And I'm riding through these small towns and I'm seeing nothing but fucking solutions. And I'm saying to myself, God damn it, I'm not going to let my people down. That's not what my mother created me to do. So the plans that I came forth with 5 years ago, and I shared with the family the goals of the Facts Initiative, 30,000 of us entrepreneurs. Now we know, now we're prepared. Life has helped and pushed us all off the cliff. So now it's time to fly. So 30,000 of us at $20 a day, because it was a week before, but a day. I'm about to get my campaign on. I need 30,000 of us, and we're going to do this shit. $20 a day, and that's $600,000 a day, and that is a $600,000 budget. Why do I say a day? Because what did COVID-19 teach me, my niggas? There is no tomorrow. This shit, we're in quantum now. It's a different world. There is no tomorrow. You have to live it like it's your last. You don't know when your last breath is. You don't know when your last fucking day is. If you survive this shit, you gotta treat there is no get at me next week, nigga. There's get at me right now. If you can't do it right now, sit your ass down. That's where we going with it. So $20 a day. Instead of going to the dope, man, instead of going to the fucking lotto, play your own lotto, bet on yourself. Instead of going to Popeye's chicken, whatever, you're going to get that $20, but $20 a day, $600,000. Imagine if we take $5,000 of that $600,000 and we're going into quiet towns and we're investing in storefronts. You only need in a quiet town $1,500 to have a fucking lease and a key to open up a storefront. You only need like $1,500. You can open up small businesses in Black America with $5,000, right? And appoint members of the Facts Initiative, card carrying members, to run these stores or run these storefronts or run these brick and mortars, right? And then we could find ourselves growing at an exponential rate that you niggas will be scared of heights. Don't be scared of heights. Learn to fly. Fucking with us, you're going to be scared of heights because we are taking this thing to a level that has never been seen before. Talk black to me. All right? That's what I'm talking about. Quantum supremacy. There's nothing. We don't think in zeros and ones anymore. We superposition. We quantum entangled with victory, my nigga. We're thinking our shit is we're grabbing from all kind of dimensions. We are quantum entangled. We are tapped into our quantum supremacy because the ancestors are in the quantum realm and they're entangled to us. You know what I mean? Love and light, y'all. Peace.